Yes. It is possible to fly in the midair, high above the frozen hellscape, to go find worms anew in places long forgotten. The early bird catches the worm, but we prefer them a bit chilled around here. The bloodbird calls to us, says there is some boys coming after our frogs. Cannot be helped. They cannot go unchecked. They are quite feisty, perhaps too feisty for what our claws can cut through. Mayhaps a suitable swipe is in order. Yes, indeed. Now it is time to have some delicious corn. Oh, it fell off the cob. How pitiful, really. We shall take those. We shall take those. The mindless flaying of an unwinged one. It's enough to give a man conniptions. I am not a bird after hay. I am a bird after corn. And maybe some worms. In Worm Thulu we pray for a day in age without having to go into Windwoosha, into Ballista, to fight them on the beaches, to fight them in the hallways. We yearn for fights in open fields, with protection from blue pews. But we must make do. We must make do. Ah, yes. The beginning of the world. To be born anew. And here we find a most humble of bull, or perhaps goat. With a sparrow of a friend. perhaps it's finally time to show the true pecking order. It seems as though we are owed a favor by our blood brethren. I intend to take up it in most kind. There is but many a flights that we can take. And, okay, completely out of character, this invasion was beyond fucked. As you'll soon see. I don't think I can keep up like the edgy Birdman. When I first thought of like making this build, I was thinking to myself, oh, there used to be like a content creator by the name of Prism Heart back in Dark Souls 3. He did like a lot of like thematic stuff, and one of my favorite of his builds was one that he called the Birdman. Wasn't exactly a damaging build, but he had like 2 Pontiff Knight shields and had like the biggest schnoz he ever seen, and you know he did a very good bird cosplay. And I was trying to find a way to take an old build of mine that I named after Dang It JM and find some use out of it with the DLC, because I couldn't really find anything to add like flavor in the base game. So we turned him into a Birdman. I mean, considering that the player made Covenant that he made for Era was all about storms and whatnot, it kind of fit that the next step up would be Bird. The Bird Helm gives you 4 dex and 3 strength, so it's really good for quality setups. It also boosts the feathers, and I'm not using them all that much because they aren't necessarily good. But on 30 FPS, the game doesn't load the animation where it's supposed to be taking FP when you hold it down, so you can have it down indefinitely without without it costing more than 6 FP. We got the Storm Talisman on this setup, and it's boosting all Ashes of War and anything that's related, like bird themed. It's been a very nice trip for this, I'd say, Dex Faith build. Well, I would highly recommend you folks give it a shot. At least for the express purpose of enjoying some quality bird time. Enjoy.